Night out. This week we're in the historic city of Chester, where they've been turning the clock back and that icon of the 60s, the scooter, is enjoying a revival. On tonight's programme, we take to the road to meet the middle-aged mods who can't give up their wheels.
You feel a teenager every time you get on one of these, you feel young. It's fantastic.
Coming up, the ageing mods who don't let marriage or mortgages spoil their fun.
You're trying to relive your youth, basically. I think it's a midlife crisis we're having.
They wore parkas, loved bands like The Who, and always rode one of these. Now scooters are enjoying something of a renaissance here in Chester, and I've been to meet a group of enthusiasts whose love for them has never died. They're the generation which discovered the scooter, turned it into a style icon, rode off to real life with jobs and families, but never forgot their roots. They're a lot older, a bit heavier, but probably no wiser.
You're trying to relive your youth, basically. I think it's a midlife crisis we're having. Just look at us. We still think we're 18, that's a big worry.
These sort of meetings are happening throughout the northwest from spring right the way through to the autumn. As you can see, they gather in their hundreds. It's all about having fun, getting together, looking at the scooters and enjoying the whole scene. Middle age seems to have crept up and mugged most of the scooterists, as they call themselves. But that's not going to stop them dressing and driving as they did in their youth. There are clubs across the northwest, and some can trace their heritage back to the days when even the scooters were new. They were launched in 1947, designed as cheap mobility in war-ravaged Europe, and from their Italian roots, Vespas and Lambrettas developed loyal and diverse fans, from movie stars to mods, and always a favourite of the ad agencies. Chester's had a club since the mid-60s, in the days when parkas, Lambrettas, Vespas, miniskirts and too many mirrors were all considered subversive. It disbanded in the late 70s, but was reformed recently by some of the original members. The man who led the revival was Steve Newell, former soldier and skinhead.
You feel a teenager every time you get on one of these, you feel young. It's fantastic.
How important was it to have the right look, the right clothes and the right accessories for your scooter?
It was very important at the time, it still is today. As a mod, you like to be smart, your suits and your heavy shirts and your ties and that. Even the skinners, they like to be smart. They had, in them days, they had the boots, the jeans rolled up, but they had creases in the jeans. They had your Harringtons on. You had your parka if it was cold or it was raining. Didn't keep you dry like, but it did help a bit. I was a skinhead, with a proper skinhead, in 69 I started. We used to do a lot of fights between the rockers and that, go down to their local promenades at Rill, Southport, New Brighton, the local ones. Even Chester Town, you'd be fighting every time you see someone. It was quite enjoyable as a young lad, but today you're too old for things like that, and you've grown up, you realise it's a stupid thing to do.
Meet Kevin Lawton, known to one and all as Ginger, a man who can spend 2 months travelling the roads of Europe in his articulated wagon. And after hauling 38 tons around Belgium and Germany, he likes to come home to ride with a bit more style.
And
sometimes I can't get home because I'm stuck in Spain or stuck in Italy, but I've sorted the problem out in Belgium because I've bought a scooter in Belgium now and leave it out there so I can do the local rallies in Belgium.
I don't suppose you would remember me, but I used to follow you back in '63. 30 years ago, when Ginger was still just a lad, he became a film star. He was cast as an extra in one of the most influential youth movies ever made. Quadrophenia, based on the Who's album, accurately captured the mood and look of middle 60s as mods clashed with rockers on Britain's beaches. Ginger, who's now over 50, lives in Atherton with his wife Caroline, in a home which is virtually a shrine to scooters. Their club, Bolton Spartans, started in 1954 and is now one of the longest running in the country. Ginger had been at a scooter rally near Brighton when he was picked for the film.
The actual film itself, we didn't know what the film was going to be like or anything, so we had the film, we had the soundtrack, but to actually make the film and then be asked to take part in it, it was a once-in-a-lifetime chance, and I just threw everything in a bag and went, basically. And the fight scenes on the beach I thought was pretty good fun. It was pretty realistic, and there was 1 or 2 injuries, you know. And they was told to make it as realistic as possible without hurting people, but obviously people want it hurt because most of the people have been in the pub all day. Because there was proper bikers there, and proper mods, you know, skinhead mods type people, so they just let it rip.
He got paid £25 a day and appears fleetingly in 23 scenes, sometimes as a mod, sometimes as a rocker.
You're at the very end of here somewhere, aren't you?
It's just that green Vespa going down, green and silver Vespa in the middle. And that's me again with that green Vespa with the yellow fly screen. That girl sat in it. Yeah, I'm there, just coming around the corner, right close to the edge there. You see us there, just coming around the corner. Well, it's quite a long scene, that one, isn't it? Because I did play both mod and rocker, I got the mick taken out of me bad off a lot of people, especially mates, you know. But even to this day, though, people still mention it now, you know. He was in Quadrophenia. Yeah.
One of the biggest events of the scootering calendar is held at a holiday centre in Southport, where the scooter boys and girls delight in just being with kindred spirits.
When you ride with a group of lads all together, all dressed the same, riding down the road, you just the thrill of it. You can't beat it. And your colours, your club colours, you can't beat it.
Priorities change, kids grow up, mortgages get paid, a bit more money about. First love, innit?
And like when Quadrophenia was made, I mean, that's how it used to be when we were young. And you had to, if you copped it off for a man, he had to have a scooter.
Why that as opposed to a biker then?
All bikers don't wash. Bikers are smelly.
If you're a biker, you've got to like rock and roll. Scooter scene, you can like punk, soul, reggae, anything you want. Nobody bothers.
Fashions may come and go, but for riders like Ginger, a passion never fades. Well, that's all we've got time for this week. Join me again next Monday at 7:30 on BBC One. Bye-bye. Next week on Inside Out Northwest. Do you ever dream of winning the lottery? JC Norman meets the Liverpool man who hands over the millions.
Every reaction that you can imagine, I've probably seen it.
Monday night on BBC One, and Bradley has a surprise for Stacey. EastEnders next.